Redditors who gave your SO a second chance after they cheated, why did you forgive them, and have you learned to fully trust them again? How is your relationship now?
Hey guys, please like, comment, and subscribe. It would really help me out, thanks.
I was 19 and we had been seeing each other for 6 months, and he calls and tells me he slept with someone else the night before. I lived an hour away. I broke up with him right away. Couple days later I'm thinking about it, and I hadn't had a period in a while, so I take a pregnancy test and I'm pregnant. I tell him and he tells me he will take care of us and we are a team now and we'll do it together. So I forgive him. He told me right away and I'm young and freaked out. 4 years later we get married. Years after that we have another kid. We buy a house in the suburbs, both work, go on dates, ride our bikes, and we're just a perfect happy family. I trusted him completely. Took a while, but we had overdone so much at a young age. 6 months ago he sits me down and admits that he had slept with over 10 different women this whole time. We're divorcing. Never been cheated on, but I am a lawyer who's done a fair number of divorces. The cheater's age is a huge factor. If you're 18 to 29, and he or she is already running around on you, duck that noise. It's a symptom of a deeper problem, and just the first of many ways that you are going to get hurt in the relationship. If you're 30 to 45, maybe it's worth it to stay in the relationship. YMMV. If you're 45 plus, and you still love each other, and you've built a life together that you otherwise really like, but the sex has gotten boring or infrequent, then take a good hard look at forgiveness. I gave her a second chance, but broke it off years later. All the insecurities and negative thoughts will slowly eat you apart. Don't recommend anyone to go through the same experience. Edit, we're still good friends though. Edit 2, people are asking how do you stay friends with someone that betrayed your trust. We didn't break off on a bad ending, I made sure to keep it a civil breakup. I think having a friend you were close with for years is better than her being a stranger / somebody that you used to know. Not me, but there's a girl I follow on Facebook just to watch the trashiness. Her BF cheated on her, she forgave him, got pregnant by him, they married, baby was born, then husband cheated on her again less than a year after marriage with the same person as before. Now she keeps posting Harley Quinn memes about beating him up with a baseball bat. Edit, a month later, she just got arrested for battering 3 police officers after fighting someone in a parking lot. In case anybody was wondering, forgave her because it was only photos. Started to trust her again till she tried to duck my friend. Found out she had been with over 30 guys in the 5 months together. Being trapped in a lease with someone makes you think differently. When you don't have that hard evidence, but deep down you know what's going on. Physically didn't have the money to break up with her, if that makes sense. After the lease ended and we moved into separate places, I gave us a few more months, but we ended it in April. Probably a good thing, because her and her new BF just celebrated their 1 year in October. These types of threads have popped up a lot recently, and I always seem to comment this story on them. I didn't realize how much it's actually helped me to get it off my chest. There is so much wrong with this whole thing, that I could probably write a book about how hard it was being trapped in a lease with someone you loved, and all of the coincidences I had to deal with while questioning my sanity, wondering if I'm just overreacting. Thanks for listening, dudes. My wife ran off with my best friend. Life's been shit since, I miss him so bad. I forgave her. She didn't even remotely try to make up for it. Not even walk on eggshells about the subject. Like she would mention the guy to me over and over again as if I was supposed to console her over the fact that he just wanted sex from her. I broke up with her for good when she did it again. Never again. She's still miserable like 4 years later. What a way to throw a 10-year relationship down the drain. Edit, didn't think this would blow up. Thanks to all of the responses. I want to take this time to offer the best advice that has ever been given to me. Learn from other people's mistakes. It has made life so much easier for me. I never saw this coming and always had amazing relationships until this one went south. I should've trusted my gut from the get-go and left when I knew I wasn't being treated fairly. Honestly, you shouldn't be with someone unless that they making the same amount of effort or at least make you feel appreciated for what you do for them. Learn from me and don't get walked on. You'll be much better off and proud of yourself for putting your foot down. Forgave her. 6 to 8 months later she was pregnant. I found out it wasn't mine. Dodged a bullet. I tried. I didn't forgive him, but I loved him enough to try again even when I didn't trust him anymore. Guess what though? He cheated again. Shocker. I slept with this girl who later admitted to me that she had a long-distance boyfriend. I told her this needs to stop and then she broke up with him to be with me. A few months later she moves out of the country and we keep dating. She cheats on me. Can't believe I didn't see it coming. If they cheat with you, they will cheat on you. We were married less than a year. It was the hardest year of my life. He went to watch a sporting event with his friends and didn't come back that night. He called me in the morning and told me what happened. Lots of counseling, lots of fighting, and we are still married 20 years and 2 kids later. I think since he told me right away and didn't try to hide it made it easier. The recurring theme here is that they cheated again, isn't it? Guess I'll just add to that then. She cheated on me 3 months before we were to get married. Decided to give her another chance. We even didn't cancel the wedding, just postponed it for 12 months. Cheated again only a few months later with another person. All of that was after a 5-year relationship. She never cheated then, only towards the end she changed. Forgave them because they admitted it was a mistake. Totally regret it now. Once a cheater, always a cheater. After breaking up I found out in the 4-year relationship he cheated with 5 people, that I know of, including my close friend and another family friend. Yes, he knew they both were known to me. My wife and I were both guilty. Lots of cheating on both sides. Now we have an open relationship, honesty is the primary rule. We can each veto the other's potential partner. All hookups have to be discussed first. It works really well, actually, and it's actually improved our sex life as a couple. My husband cheated on me and I forgave him. I later found out that he had cheated at our wedding reception and while I was giving birth to his son. I divorced him. My advice is once a cheater, always a cheater. I looked her dead in the eye and said point blank, if you ever put your house on States Avenue again without buying it, I will never play this game with you again. My ex cheated with 2 guys who were best friends with each other. She went to town drinking and took one of them back to the flat I paid for. The other I don't know, she was pregnant at the time with my daughter. I found out one day before the sex scan, which was the day before my birthday. I've never felt so much pain at the time. I stayed as I wanted security and both parents to be together for the best interests of our child, but it didn't work out and we split up a few months after my daughter was born. She then got with someone a few days after we split up. So he could have been a third. She cheated on me. I know I was stupid to stay with her and I 100% would not have stayed if she wasn't pregnant. But I have a better relationship now with a wonderful partner who supports me and helps with my child, and I'm glad I split up when I did, otherwise I would have still been in a toxic relationship and never met the love of my life. I don't understand cheating as whole. I would personally have a hard time getting over it and forgiving. Trust is so hard to gain back. I would rather my partner just come to me and say they wanted out, instead of cheating on me. It would suck, but I would respect the honest. My first proper girlfriend cheated on me early on and lost her virginity to a guy I knew. It made me severely depressed and I struggled for over a year to get past it. It left me with major issues regarding trust, jealousy and being open with people in relationships. I ended up cheating on her twice, because I was stupidly justifying it to myself. Ended up ruining that relationship completely and was something I had to slowly learn to get over. We were together for 2 years but broke up twice in that time, once for several months and I saw other people. In reality she was clearly truly sorry and did literally everything she could to make it up to me, but she just couldn't. I'm now past a lot of these issues, but the scars remain in the way I act sometimes. If it were to happen now, I know I would just have to walk away. It is always time and effort better spent developing new, fresh, prospective partner than it will ever be in attempting to reconstruct a failed relationship. Never root through the trash once the garbage has been dragged to the curb. You get messy, your neighbors see you do it, and what you thought was worth digging for is never as valuable as you thought it was. Edit, thanks for the gold. I'd love to say I came up with this, but I didn't. It's a quote from Rollo Tomassi. He has written many books for men trying to figure out modern relationships and understanding gender dynamics. Reading his books, and others like his, helped me to come out of depression a few years ago. I'd highly recommend them to any guy who is struggling to understand women or modern relationships.